All right, welcome back, everybody. This is Little Cheddar, and we are in the middle of the player spotlight. Well, actually, no, we haven't started the player spotlight of the hitman, Al Holden, over here. But we are in the middle of the match. How do you think you're doing, Al?
Well, I think if I'm playing my game, I'm doing pretty well. Uh, Playing against Logan, I'm pretty sure he's going to be playing well. He's been n- taking down everything here lately. But as long as I stay focused and playing my game, don't get down on myself, I should be doing okay.
Excellent, excellent. This is always the hardest part for all the players. Is sitting in the booth with me. That's always a challenge.
Yeah, I've been here
Um,
before, so it's not too much of a challenge. It's just having to deal with you that's a challenge.
Understandable. I get it. I completely get it. So, tell us who Al Holden is and where he comes from.
Oh boy. I live in Waupun. Uh,
In or outside the walls?
I live outside the walls. Actually, I live right across the street from the walls.
Are you serious?
Yes, there was a video or a series about, and I forget his name now in there, big killer in there. Uh, but they were videotaping this series, and they actually were filming from my driveway. So,
Oh wow,
yeah.
wow. Now that's the same prison that John Kutnick went to, right?
Right.
Pretty-
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah. They had to kick him out though. He was too.
Too rough. Yeah, I
can,
believe
I
it.
can understand that.
So you've been playing pool for a little while.
Yeah, that's 49 some years I've been knocking it around. I started playing pool. My dad, God rest his,
Yep.
he started me in the game when I was about big enough to look over the pool table. My dad was a truck driver, and he used to take me along with, like, summertime and that I'd ride along with him in the truck, and I was 10, 12 years old, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd go to have to stop at a truck stop or whatever for a while, and he'd have me play against the other truck drivers and bet money against me against the other truck drivers.
Sure.
So yeah. And then as I got older and Dad wasn't around, I'd go down to the local Boys and Girls Club and knock it around there. And yeah.
Is that how you ended up in Sheboygan then?
Yeah, well, that was in Florida when I lived down there. My mom and dad split, and I was actually we were raised when I was small in Sheboygan, but then we moved down to Florida,
Okay.
and that's when I sort of picked up the game with my dad. And then my mom and dad split. We moved up to Sheboygan, and yeah, I mean, I just knocked around there. Then I got 20-ish or so, and I was always out at the bars, and knocking it around, and ran into a guy that sort of, I want to say, took me under his wing. And if you're from the Sheboygan area, an older person from the Sheboygan area, you might know a name, Randy Evans.
Yep.
Randy and I, ran into each other out playing in bars and stuff. And Randy was a better player than me, and I didn't know a lot about the game. I just knew how to make balls and stuff. And he would take, $20 or so out of my pocket on a night, and then at the end of the night, he'd say, "Well, let me show you a little something." And he'd show me a thing or two, and show me a thing or two, and that's how I got into leagues and stuff and everything else. Randy was I was on partner with Randy on one of my first leagues, and that's leagues over in Sheboygan is where I went and met my wife.
Yeah.
Dad, so
That's actually where you and I met as well.
yeah, that's yeah.
Dave's
Yeah.
Who's in.
Yeah.
I shot for Dave's Who's in back when we met.
Yeah, and I shot
Sly's
for-
Midtown
yeah,
Saloon.
Yeah, and I shot. Yeah, that was the days. That was
Good times.
yeah. So
Then down at Scores,
scores. Yep. Yeah.
lots of memories coming out of Sheboygan.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing there's probably quite a few guys from Sheboygan watching this match tonight.
Oh, I'm sure there's a couple.
They
yeah.
got it on at Vibes, I bet, and
Oh, yeah,
everybody
yeah,
else's house, and
Yeah, well, that's okay. That's I gotta, I gotta.
added pressure.
Speaking of, I gotta just put a little shout out here to some of your sponsors because I
Have at
I
it.
know several of them. Bobby Bobby Joe and Andy Kuntz over in Waban.
Wisconsin Pool Players Society.
Dan Welsh.
Dumper Dan's.
Yep. And I know I'm forgetting. Oh, I was going to mention Jeff.
Jeff Ketch.
No.
Hefter.
Jeff Hefter, yeah.
John Co Express.
Yeah, I only shot with him a year or so over in Fond du Lac, but yeah, great.
You don't have to mention Jeff if you don't want.
I feel I got to. I really respect Jeff. So, but yeah.
So you mentioned your wife. You guys have been married for a long time.
We've been married 25 years. Been together about 30-ish years. So yeah, it's been a long time, but seems like yesterday. So
you bet.
You know, she's the person who pushes me to be a better me. So
I hope she's pushing hard.
She's got to. Look at me. She's got to push hard.
So outside of pool, do you have any? So you work in Waupun area. We talked about that earlier. Not all that exciting.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm sort of in between jobs right now. It's, I got some stuff lined up, but I think I've got one job that I think I'm really gonna probably get and I'm gonna like is, and you probably heard it already in the stream, because every time John's in the stream and anything comes up about me, he's got to bring it up. Talks about driver number 9, and anybody in Sheboygan and anybody who's listened to John knows the story. Okay.
Yep. But I used to be a cab driver.
But I think my driving days are going to be coming back, because I think, you know.
God help everybody in Waupun.
Well, here's the thing. John's getting older, you know. Well, you know, he's old already, but he's getting older, you know. He's probably gumming his food and his women, you know. So I figure at one point here he's gonna need somebody to drive him around. You heard you know
Lord.
You know the old movie Driving Miss Daisy?
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna be driving Mr. Blood.
Driving
Mr. Blood.
Oh, Lord help us.
And then I'm gonna go from driver number 9 to driver number 1. So
nice.
There we go.
All right, so what do you do in preparation for a night like tonight? You know, this is quarterfinals.
Okay.
Possibility of getting into the semifinals.
Yeah,
a lot of cash on the line.
Big payday. Yep. When I go out to shoot pool, I usually set up a couple of set shots to start off with, and just work on my stroke, work on the speed a little bit, and then I'll just start racking up balls and hitting balls around. I'll start usually with 8-ball, because 8-ball you have more opportunities, and you can just pocket balls, and have a little more leeway there when you play 8-ball. And then I'll go to 9-ball, start in a rotation with that, because if you had luck one in, you can still keep going with that. And then I really love 10-ball. I just love the factor of no slop with it. And I know that's one of your questions, so I'm going to go into it anyway. But yeah,
favorite game.
I mean,
yep.
I like 10-ball. I like the strategy involved in 10-ball, because you can't just knock a ball around, and you can't ride the 9 like you say a 9-ball.
Yeah, you got to think your way around the rack.
You got to think about it. You got shape's got to be working and everything else. So. And the safeties too. I mean, that's a big part of 10-ball, So you gotta. I really like that in that respect. That's how I sort of warm up.
So, you look on the right side of the screen over there. You played Jeff Holden your first match, Chris Foose, and that was at.
Chris was here.
Chris was here. That's right. And then Matt was here. So.
And Jeff was in at Vibes.
Vibes, right? So, out of those 3 matches, is there any point in time that is most memorable out of those 3, where did you have a big comeback at some point, or you were leading all 3?
No, I was against Matt Kitzman. I had to come back a little bit. He had a little rough patch, and I was able to catch gear and be able to get a couple racks ahead. And that's how that went. Chris, I was ahead, but Chris played well. I mean, don't get me wrong. He just had a couple of bad breaks that I was able to capitalize on. And that I think the toughest match was against Jeff, And for me, because that was the first match of this, and it was a lot of pressure, right at the beginning, first match and everything else.
Sure.
And you never, I mean, you get into something like this, you don't want to be one and out, especially in single elimination. But me and Jeff traded racks back and forth, back and forth, back and forth till it was about 7. I think he was up 7-6, and from there I basically went out.
I think you ran the rest of the set out, or
Yeah.
you didn't run it out, but I think you won the rest of the game.
Yeah, I didn't run it all, but I put myself in position to be able to win those games. So yeah, but it was I love playing every one of those guys. They were all gentlemen. I had no problems with any of them. I don't know if they had any problems with me, probably because
Everybody does, yeah.
Yeah, as long as we go back, we know that. I mean, but yeah, I had a great time playing all of those guys. I think just being in this tournament is the most memorable thing for me. So.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that, Al. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your time doing the player spotlight, and I really hope you're doing well tonight. I hope you're playing well.
I hope so too.
I think it's going to be. I think we're in the middle of a really good match.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that
Logan.
Logan, yeah, sorry, Logan. Logan is probably playing well, and I'm hoping that I'm doing well. So we'll see what happens.
Awesome.
All right, thanks a lot.
You betcha.
Thanks, everybody.